is life is meaningless. You are designed to give life meaning. The meaning you give to every situation.
Could you expand on your concept of our higher mind guiding us? Does it always guide us in the most positive, beneficial way?
Absolutely. That's its job. That's its definition. That's its description. It sees farther than you. It sees broader than you. It knows where all the pitfalls are. If you pay attention to it, the going will be smoother. You'll still have challenges. It knows you need challenges, but they will always be challenges if you face them with that attitude of being hand in hand in a relationship, working together with the higher mind. You will always face the challenges in a positive way that will always allow you to gain a positive experience from them.
So how does that relate to us following our most highest excitement?
It relates exactly to it. That's why we always suggest it. Because when you act on your highest excitement, you're in the energy state that allows for the greatest and most efficient communication with your higher mind.
Okay, so you say that there's no accidents and no mistakes.
No.
So, all right, for just in my life, for example, it seems that every time I find my highest excitement, or something that I want to do, that I have a passion for, it seems that there's some type of accident or there's something that prevents me from following that highest excitement.
So what are you afraid of?
Not afraid of it.
Yes, you are.
Well, I would wish to continue to follow that highest excitement.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
Really? Give us an example that's specific.
For example, when I was younger, basketball was my highest excitement, passion for me to play, and then I had injuries that prevented me from continuing playing.
Why is that a negative?
Because I couldn't continue to do what...
Why is that being defined by you as a negative?
I don't know.
Thank you for being honest. You see, this is the point. Once again, nothing in life has built-in meaning. The greatest gift all of you have ever been given is life is meaningless. You are designed to give life meaning. The meaning you give to every situation, positive or negative, determines how you experience the effect of that situation in your life. Negative meaning in, negative effect out. Positive meaning in, positive effect out. Every single situation has the ability to serve double duty. You decide what effect it will have by the definitions you assign to it. So, if you're following your excitement, you're acting on your excitement to the best of your ability, and you have, as you say, an injury that prevents you from going down that path and turns you in another direction, give it a positive meaning so you can extract a positive result from it. Because it's not an accident, it's an orchestration. In some way, shape, or form, there's information there as to why that happened. That will serve you if you assign a positive meaning to it. But if you assign a negative meaning to it, then you will only be at a vibratory level that will be impossible for you to understand the positive reason that that happened. Because you cannot perceive what you're not the vibration of. So only by saying, all right, I don't know why, but I know that this must have happened for a positive reason. I don't know what it is yet, but I know it must have happened for a positive reason. When you stay in that state, you will eventually find out how it actually served you. Now, you may not always know intellectually, but you have to know empirically on all levels. It must have happened to be of service in some way, shape, or form. But if you don't know that, if you don't allow yourself to just know that for a fact, you will never experience the positive result of that. We have told a story before. We will tell this story briefly to you now so that you can understand by physical example what we're talking about. Okay. All right?
Yes.
Have you heard the story we told before about someone having their radio stolen out of their car?
No.
This individual is in love with music. Passion, passion, passion. Music, music, music all day long. The best sound, the best system. Bought a car, wanted to buy the best sound system for the car to hear the purest form of the music. Could not, as you say in your language, afford the best system, so did the next most exciting thing. Bought the system he could afford. went on his way. A week later, a robber broke into the car, stole the system, damaged the console around it. This individual knew enough to know they did not have to label this as an interruption, as an obstacle, as a negative. They stayed in a positive state. And because they stayed in a positive state, they were receptive to inspiration to go to certain places to do what needed to be done to take care of this. So they went to the repair shop, they went to what you call your insurance, reported the theft. They were given an amount of money to cover the radio that was stolen and to repair the damage to the car. But when he went back to the repair shop, the repairman said, the damage is not as bad as it seems. I can actually easily repair it, and therefore it is free. Thus then, suddenly, the man looked and realized he had the money from for the radio, the money from the insurance for the repair, which, strangely enough, equaled exactly the amount of the original system he wanted to get. And now he could get it. So the theft actually served him in his dream. And only because he stayed in the positive state of energy did he take himself to exactly the correct repair shop that would repair it for free and get exactly the amount of money from insurance that would allow him to buy the original system he originally wanted. Whereas if he had gone into a negative state, he might have gone many other places and would not have experienced this particular outcome. Remaining in the positive state is what allows you to experience the positive result, regardless of how it appears. Don't fall into the training of automatically assigning a negative meaning to something just because you've been taught that that's what it must mean. Give it a positive meaning because you know that there is nothing that happens in your life but those things that serve you. And then you will get the effect of that knowledge in your life. Because many times on your planet, many people have an easier time understanding what it is they do prefer by first being shown by comparison something they don't prefer. So even that helps to clarify what it is you do prefer. Thus, then you can thank what you don't prefer by making it clearer. The only way to really see a tiny candle flame at a distance burn brightly is if it's actually surrounded by darkness. So thank the darkness so that you can see the flame, so that you can see the light. Because if everything was the same brightness, you would be able to distinguish nothing within it.
I'm in a work environment where I want to know what my purpose there is and how soon can I get unstuck to create the life that I really want, prefer.
Right. The way we usually go about exploring this issue is to ask you a question, and certainly not a mundane one at all. The question we ask is, are you doing what excites you the most in life or not? Thank you for your honesty. The next question is, when will you choose to do what excites you the most in life? Bigger question.
I wanted to choose it yesterday, but...
And you didn't because... What belief systems are holding you back?
Fear.
Of?
Fear of...
Yes. Fear of what?
Choosing something and that not really being what really brings me joy.
So you're saying that if you choose something that excites you, you might actually be choosing something that doesn't excite you.
Well, my challenge is choosing something that excites me because it may excite me.
Why is that a challenge? That's easy to do.
Yes, okay.
Do you believe that? Obviously not.
No.
All right. May I explain it to you in a way that will allow it to seem easier?
Yes, please.
Why, thank you. The idea that has been, in a sense, perpetrated throughout much of your New Age consciousness of following your bliss and acting on your excitement usually doesn't come with a clear explanation of why or how to do that. The idea simply is to understand it first and foremost in a very simplified manner, as follows. When we talk about the idea of acting on your joy, your highest excitement at any given moment, we don't necessarily mean that it has to be a life-spanning career, a gigantic project, an all-consuming endeavor. We literally mean act on whatever is at any given moment out of all the choices you have available to you, many of which may seem mundane. Just act at any given moment on the one that contains the highest amount of excitement out of all the choices you have the ability to take action on. Period. That's it. It's that simple. Excitement is a thread. It leads to all other excitement. So if you are simply sitting around going, oh, I don't know what excites me, just look at what your options are. Just list your options at that moment. If the only options are go shopping, take a walk on the beach, call a friend, just for an example, just pick the one that's most exciting and act on it to the best of your ability, taking it as far as you can till you can take it no further. When you come to the next crossroad, look at the options available to you then, pick the one that's most exciting, you have the greatest degree of ability to take action on, and take action on it. When you come to the next crossroad, do the same thing. When you come to the next crossroad, do the same thing. Excitement that you follow will automatically draw you into a series of synchronistic events that will constantly accelerate and expand your ability to experience excitement, and constantly accelerate and increase your ability to experience that your excitement will actually be capable of supporting you in your life if you keep moving in that way. Now, the question is, do you believe it? Because the idea is that when we, first of all, offer the idea that all you have to do at any given moment is simply choose out of the relatively normal options available to you. If you can't think of any all-encompassing excitement, if you just choose the most exciting option out of whatever's available to you and act on it, when we offer that suggestion up, very often the first thing that comes out of the human mind is, but that's not connected to this. Or how can that support me? I don't understand. You don't have to understand. That's the beauty of it. The idea is that your physical mind is not designed, never was, and never will be designed to understand how things will happen. It is not designed to understand or comprehend how something that you act on that excites you will bring you the thing you need somewhere down the line. So you don't have to think about how that's going to happen. All you have to do is act on it knowing that it will. Because the human mind is only designed to experience how things are happening. That's it. The human mind is only designed, the physical mind is only designed to understand the physical experience. The mechanism of how these things come to you come from a higher realm that is beyond the purview of the physical mind to comprehend or understand or be able to completely perceive. So you need to stop doing the job of the higher mind, let the higher mind do its job, and bring you these things. You need them in the way that it benefits you best. All you need to do to activate that mechanism, but the only thing you really have to do is just start the ball rolling by acting on whatever excitement you are capable of acting on, and thus then by doing so, acting as an example to the higher mind, proving that you're willing to move in that direction so that the higher mind can go, finally she is willing to act in that vibration, so I can now give her more of that vibration, more things that are representative of that vibration, because she is showing by her behavior that she's willing to act on it. But if you're not willing to act on your excitement, why should the higher mind give you something to act on if you're not going to act on it? You see, you have to clear the space by acting on what you are capable of acting on before you make room for something bigger to come in. Because if you're not going to act on what you've got, well, higher mind is not going to do pointless things and give you things you're not going to act on. So you simply stop the whole process of your excitement expanding. But that's the basic explanation of how it works. So when you say you have a difficult time figuring out what excites you, I apologize, but we actually don't believe you. Because it's really simpler than you think. You're just having a difficult time understanding a clear definition of excitement and following it.